So I was telling my roommate and my cat, mostly my cat, I can't do any extra. The cat is trying to do what my roommate did when he didn't have a mattress, what I felt bad for him, and that's share a bed. Now, my cat thinks that he should get three-fourths of my bed whenever he feels like that, and I should just get a quarter of my bed. When the way I allow it is as long as my cat is clean, he doesn't smell like urine. I've cleaned his paws. He's all soaped up on the paws. He's all, nice and clean. Even if his fur, what's funny? I wash his fur and it still comes out looking like it's not combed. Anyways, so he gets one corner, that corner, right there. Can I not turn on the flashlight? It's not. Right here. So, I was saying, why would I have a problem with my cat sleeping wherever he wants on my bed if I give him one corner? Well, once a week, I have to clean that corner with a brush, soap, water, and I do my sheets once a week as well. So sometimes if I'm short in money and I'm in the hospital and I'm not like able to do it, what I'll do is I'll clean the corner once a week and do my sheets once a month. That saves me $5 of actually it saves me $15 of laundry. I have special cleaners I get for $1, believe it or not, or $1.25 now. You might not believe it, but you know that special carpet cleaner for when your cat pisses on the carpet or takes a poop on the carpet that costs $7, $8 at the stores? If you go to Walgreens and you go to their dollar aisle and you look specially for their spray bottle cleaners, you'll see a Windex, a crappy bottle of bleach, what works, but you'll also see a yellow and white bottle with a cat and a dog on it. If you read the ingredient list, it happens to be the same ingredients as the stuff you get in the spray bottle in the red bottle at Walmart, wherever, for cat pee and cat poop. So you can get some products like that red spray and brushes you use at the dollar store. So that's pretty good. Well, not dollar store. It's actually Walgreens dollar aisle. But anyways, I know the deal for everything. I am not a rich guy. So when I was working, I bought a collection of 10 bottles of that. I'm down to about 3 full bottles, which should last me another year or so. So I've been using that. But here's the problem. If my cat and if my roommate and if other people are doing extra stuff like spreading extra hair, taking poops into places, dropping their bags in places, spilling sugar in places, dropping hair on the carpet in places, spilling things in places and not cleaning it up, or just whatever, extra work, extra mess, whatever you want to call it. Like sometimes I dribble piss. I'll be using the bathroom and when I stop, it won't stop. And I will have to wash my pants. I will have to clean the floor. I'll have to do all that because it stopped. I walked away and then it started back up again. Now, this is my prostate most likely. That has nothing to do most likely with all the drugs my mother put in me. I don't think so, but it's hard to say. And I really think it is cough medicine because there's a warning. But there's no really telling that. And honestly, with all the damage my mother did and all the suffering and none of the doctors looking into it, we already know that there's some type of neurological disorder, stomach issues, and esophagus issues that go back to age 7 with an extra bottle of extra Epicac punishment and an overdose that, my mother covered up if you listen to these videos. So with my childhood, there's no way to tell which pill, which med, which extra Epicac, which overdose, which pill taking is the one that did the damage. Whichever one has the side effects of prostate damage is most likely the one. Now, there was at least 3 medications my mother was playing with my health with that have the side effect of prostate issues. But also, there's one medication I was using to try to make sure my nervous system would do well, I could feel better whenever I took it, and that was a synthetic opiate called dextromorphin, what happens to be in cough medicine. So That also, in high doses, can cause some prostate issues. So that it's hard to tell. But anyways, I sometimes have to do extra work myself. But with me going to a urologist, going to a geologist, going to a neurologist for my 25 years of stuff, getting my stomach checked, my esophagus checked, having a primary care, having to work while getting injured on the side of the road, while bleeding internally and having to take pictures of blood into my testicles, having seizures on the side of the road, falls in front of customers, while having to go to the pharmacy, while having to go to the doctors, while having to go to welfare, while having to go to the Department of Health and Human Services, while having to deal with the landlord, while having to deal with some 84-year-olds, while having to deal with the problems here, while having to deal with all the issues outside, having to deal with fall downstairs, having to deal with mushrooms coming up in the floors, having to deal with water coming in my apartment, having to deal with lots of mold, having to deal with a neurological condition, putting me in the emergency room, having to deal with the emergency room releasing me right away with doing little testing thanks to my mother and father, having to deal with my mother and father using the same bullshit they did with my metal. Oh, it's a fantasy. Oh, it's a lie. Oh, 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 oh. Meanwhile, did you see anybody else win a medal? No. Did you hear anybody else asking about a medal? No. Did the medal have my name on it? Yes, it did. Did I say it was mine? Yes, I did. Did I say where I got it? Yes, I did. Did I win it? Yes, I did. Did I want to show my accomplishment to my mother? Yes, I did. Did my mother overreact? She did. Did she try to convince doctors I had a mental illness because I won a swimming medal in an orphanage? Yes, she did. But instead of going with the truth, they said, oh, he's a liar. Oh, it's a fantasy. Oh, he's a thief. Oh, he has a attachment disorder. Oh, let's put him on more drugs. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's bring him to Texas. Oh. All this crap about me winning a swimming medal? You want to go and yell that I have attachment disorder, that I'm trying to hurt you by putting a G on the back of my swimming medal, that I stole this from an African American because he's athletic, so it can't be mine. All this craziness did not help me. It got me hurt really bad. Letting your wife, letting my mother poison me repeatedly, give me overdoses, give me extra Epicac, then avoid medical care, then take evasive action, then cover up her crimes definitely didn't help. So I still have to deal with all that. I still have to deal with the injuries of that. I'm still not allowed to get medical care. I'm still working on Social Security. I'm still trying to work, even though getting injured. I'm still going to go back to work as soon as I collect Social Security. I'm going to work part time and work my way up. If I continue getting injured, I will have to cut it back. If I seem to do a little better, I'll continue adding on hours. And if I get hurt, what I will, I'll absolutely eventually get hurt. I'll take some time off of work to go to the doctors, the emergency room, recover, then go back to work. Then, if things go better, I'll add on hours. But if I get hurt or have a seizure, or if I get hurt on the way to work, I'll have to spend time in the emergency room and with the doctors again. This is what I'll need to be doing. But right now, I got doctors, Social Security, court to go after the landlord. The landlord's trying to evict me. I probably have only a couple days before I have to live in the freezing cold woods. I'll probably have seizures on a weekly basis. So I don't got time to do extra stuff for other people right now. I got time to give food to my cat. I got a time to give water to my cat. I got time to clean the litter box. I got time to try to go to the doctors. I got time to go to another doctor. I got time to go to another doctor. I got time to go to welfare. I got time to go to the Department of Health and Human Services. But you know what I don't have? The health to do all this, the strength. I'm fully injured. My injuries are definitely severe. I got kidney problems. My urine turned black. Last year, there was blood in my testicles. We got serious fucking problems. And a lot of these came forward right after my seizure. The GI and the testicles are most likely from the seizure. I twisted during the seizure the wrong way, and then I felt something in my GI, and that's got worse ever since the seizure. The kidneys, I have no fucking clue. Most likely that's from the mold or the sewage in my water or from whatever is making everybody's kidneys go bad at my work. but it's hard to say what the kidneys are. But everybody in my work in the last year has had kidney stones or some problem with their kidneys. And seeing as I'm not well to begin with, and all my coworkers are well, there's probably a good chance that I am just not recovering from whatever happened to them. Now, each time they just got, oh, you'll pass it, it'll go away, you'll pass it. But all my coworkers said what was funny is they were diagnosed with kidney stones, but they didn't feel any pass of a kidney stone. That's kind of funny. They all have kidney pain severe. They go to the emergency room, they get diagnosed with kidney stones, but they don't feel like they're passing it. I get diagnosed with some type of kidney pain, black urine, just terrible stuff. We don't know what the fuck's going on. That's pretty weird though. Every worker at that store in the last year has had kidney problems. They start working there, they get kidney problems. They start working there, they get kidney problems. They start working there, they get kidney problems. The manager that's always worked there, kidney problems. I don't like that one bit. But hey, this is life. The people at the bottom, they don't care about us. They'll pay us minimum wage, destroy our kidneys, and then fire us when we're in the hospital with kidney damage. This is life nowadays. That's why I have time to go to all these places. I don't have the strength, but I force myself to go, even if my doctor won't. Like my doctor will be like, well, we won't see you unless you go to this emergency room to do a CT scan. You don't do that, and we're going to schedule stuff out for 6 months. Well, can you issue me a wheelchair and get that covered so I can get down there? Or some type of walking or some type of device that can get me? No. So you know what they do? I ride the bus, it shakes me around, I scream, people are taking their cameras out, recording on me crawling, falling to the ground. Then I get off the bus and I have to crawl across the middle of the road. Then nurses help me in. Once when I crawl across the road, crawl across the parking lot. I mean squat, crawl, try to get up. Nope, squat, crawl. This was the worst of it though. This was last year. Now I'm just squatting, getting up, squatting, getting up, squatting. And if I can't do that, I just don't go out. So this has been my life for the last year. While the doctors play motherfucking games thanks to my mother and father, it's really not the doctor's fault. They have had over 15 years of lies and manipulations thanks to my mother. So it makes it very hard for a doctor to help a patient like me who's coming in with honest, freaky stuff. Hey, my mother poisoned me. She gave me extra Epicac. She just got done poisoning me in my 20s. I've been living in the woods ever since. I moved to New Hampshire. They told me I needed an ID. They told me I needed an apartment. They told me I needed a phone line. They told me I needed internet to go get help. I got internet, I got an apartment, I got a phone line, I got everything you said I need to get Social Security and medical care. I got insurance, I got everything. But now, nope. Apparently, they're just going to screw me now that I got what they had. Oh no, we need you to get this, and 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 we need you to get this. I got all the stuff they said I needed, and now they're just fucking me thanks to my records. Now that they got, oh, well, we have from age 12 to age 16 of records. So this must be what Zach is. Meanwhile, the shit that actually matters, the shit that actually I'm discussing is during the time before Texas. All that shit is bullshit. That's all my mother's fantasies. That's all me just going along with my mother's bullshit. Even though most of the time I'm saying, no, 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 stop lying about me. No, 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 stop lying about me. Why are you taking away my swimming medal? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you hitting me with a ruler? Why are you poisoning me? Why do I go blind? Why did I lose my vision? Why didn't I feel my hands? Why did I OD? Oh, it's just an allergy attack? Well, why did I have allergy attack? Oh, well, it's the meds you gave me? Well, why didn't you bring me to the emergency room? Oh, they didn't know what they're talking about? The emergency people on the phone? Well, why do I still feel it today? Oh, I felt it for 25 years, Ma. And then she kills herself and does crazy stuff every year. Crazy stuff. My sister sees this crazy stuff. My brother sees this crazy stuff. My nephew sees this crazy stuff. Her own grandson is afraid to visit. At her own funeral, people are coming up to me going, how could you cry at your mother's funeral after all she did to you? How could you be sad at your mother's funeral? Meanwhile, she continues to blatantly lie. Obvious, blatant lies. And no matter how obvious it is, like the Vicodin, where she goes, well, I only stole one of my son's pills one time. My dad goes, well, see, it's only one time, so that's okay. Why are you watching your mother? Yeah, you seeing your mother's the problem. The fact that you saw your mother steal your Vicodin, even though you had permission to be in here. The fact that your mother decided to do this and you just saw this out of the corner of your eye, now you're in trouble. You're the one in trouble for overseeing this. Yes, you just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, seeing your mother steal the wrong thing, so now you're in trouble. Yes, my mother stole my Vicodin, and then when my father found out, you know what my father said? Well, that's okay. It was only one time. Fucking, I mean, if I stole a Vicodin only one time, you think my father would have been like, oh, that's okay? You think if I stole his new wife's Percocet and Xanax only one time, he'd be like, "Oh, that's okay." See, it's my new wife's fault because she shouldn't have been looking. She shouldn't have been looking and paying attention. According to my father, stealing meds only one time from somebody else is okay. Now, these were controlled substances that I still was needing. Yes. I was sent to the emergency room on the ground in extreme pain in the head because of many, many drugs being put into my body. I used to wake up with headaches every single morning, and sometimes in the afternoon, these headaches would come back and 20 times force and send me to the ground. Now, most of the time, they happened in the program or when people were being loud, like a bunch of kids next to me. But one time, while it seemed to be just quiet, I was on the ground. They found me on the ground in pain, and I went to the emergency room. They gave me Vicodin. The Vicodin was helping. We held on to them just in case I needed them. And then my mother just decided to pop them like they were hers. And by the way, it wasn't just one time. That's just what she told my father. So, do you think I got time to deal with bullshit? No, I need my father to come right over here, be a man, be nice, handle your shit. I'm willing to tell you what you're missing. I'll fill you in with anything you need to know. You need to know what I'm talking about. You need to know the overdose. You need to know how it felt to be me. Did you need to know the exact symptoms? Do you need to know how I felt in that moment during the overdose? Do you need to know what I said in the doctor's office? Do you need to know what I told the teacher when they asked me questions? Do you need to know how I felt moving to Texas? Do you want to know what the doctors in Texas were talking about while I was in the office with Mother and them, and I mentioned this again? Do you want to know what happened to me in New Mexico behind a tree when I had a seizure, or the food poisoning, or the chokings? Do you want to know? Because if you don't want to know, then you have to take my word for it. If you don't want to hear it and ask follow-up questions, that's your fault. If you don't want to ask follow-up questions, if you don't want to know the truth, if you can't handle the truth, or you don't want to know the truth, and you're just flying blind, well, then you're going to have to take people's word for it. That's on you. That's it. If I don't know something and I'm questioning it as a person, you know what I do? I ask some goddamn questions. If I don't know something, I ask some follow-up questions. I look it up. There's a lot I still don't know. I'm fucking terrible with cars. You kidding me? I don't know. All I know with a car is when it's dead on the side of the road to kick the fucking tire. That's it. When my friends' cars break down, they say, do you know, can you help me figure out what's wrong? I say, sure I can. I get out of the car, I kick the tire, and I say, that's all I know. Doesn't seem to be anything I know. The tires seem fine. That's all you know, Zach? You know how to kick a tire? Yeah, if I kick the tire and it leaves a good dent, then I need to fill up the tires. I know how to kick a tire. I know how to spin a bolt on the wheel. I know that there are cylinders that cause an explosion in the engine, mini explosions that cause pressure. I know that that's where the gasoline and spark plug are used. There's a spark that ignites the gasoline, causing an expansion, moving a cylinder that moves a shaft, and that eventually causes the shaft to rotate, what causes some torque and movement of the wheels. But I do not know anything other than that shit. And that's barely anything. That's not nothing. I don't know anything about cars, planes, mechanics. But if you ask me about medications, if you ask me about medical care, if you ask me about chemistry, if you ask me about side effects, if you ask me about how different chemicals and compounds work on your body, if you want to know what a certain leaf will do to your body, I'm the guy to go to. If you want to pluck a random leaf out of your backyard and you want to know what it does, I'm probably the guy to go to. If you want to go in the spice rack at Market Basket and you want to know which one will make you relax, I'm the guy to go to. Pick out the cinnamon, the cloves, and if they have it, sassafras root, grind it up, you're good to go. Nice relaxing tea. If you have a better store, you can make relaxing teas out of Blue Lotus. That's usually I only do that in tea. Speaking of Blue Lotus tea, what's up with these fucking assholes? I see this something online. There was this company that sent me a coupon or a ad. It was my CBD company. I guess they just threw it on the website and spammed me. Or, anyways, I was on my CBD ads, and somehow it was right next to it. Another email from a different company. When I clicked on it, it came up with mushroom vapes, and those don't interest me. They're all this Amida, Procelia, whatever, Amida, I can't think of it. Amida mushrooms are no good. They cause upset stomach. They can cause seizures. I've never once wanted to take them. That is not something. I've read the side effects. I know what they do. They are illegal. I do suggest them for people who want a beginner trip or something, but no, they're not my cup of tea. No pun intended. Literally, Amida mushrooms are not my cup of tea. So, but Blue Lotus there's a chamomile I have with a bunch of relaxing herbs in it. It's a chamomile called Ghost Pipe Chamomile Tea. Now it actually only has these tiny bit of ghost pipes. So I don't know if those actually do anything because there was only like four ghost pipes in a giant 16-ounce bag. So they really didn't give you any of those. But the chamomile was delicious. Some lemon, something lemon flower, and that was delicious too. Lemon balm flower. So I usually use that, or I did use that before, like last year, with a little tiny bit of Blue Lotus mixed in, and that was very good for bedtime. These aren't things I take daily. These are things I usually make for my coworkers or people who are struggling with drugs. Like my coworker said that she wanted to go back to taking benzos. She wanted to go back to using opiates. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't relax. She was smoking weed, but it was giving her anxiety. I said that was the weed. You got to get anxiety that doesn't give you weed with less THC that gets you high in it. She says she likes getting high. I said, well, if you get high, you're getting a risk of anxiety. You need to get one that's a little less high for you. She didn't want to listen, so instead I said, well, let me make you a tea of some chamomile and Blue Lotus and see how that works for you. She loved it. She asked if I could make it stronger, so I had some cinnamon and clove. She loved it, and this is how these things I get leftovers. Oh shit. There goes my phone.